Thank you LEGO for sending this set for review. The new LEGO Ferrari F2004 and Michael Schumacher builds up on a sub-theme that is slowly growing on me, these icon-scaled F1 cars. Building instructions keep the usual facts about the car, driver and the LEGO model, while the actual model comes with the usual components for these sets. The car, of course, a stand to display it, as well as the minifigure version of its driver, Schumacher. Great level of detail with printed torso and leg pieces, with the leg element looking exactly like the one from Senna, just slightly whiter. Single face expression due to the use of his iconic cap, while holding a trophy and his signature helmet decorated with more prints. There's also a stand for him complete with a sticker with one of his quotes, totally aligning with previous year's podium builds. The museum type vibe you get out of having these three together is really satisfying. The stand for the Ferrari comes with this big sticker detailing some of the specs and info surrounding the car drivers and their achievements, aligning once again to the stands of the previous cars. And again, having the three cars side by side is incredibly satisfying, though I still maintain that having them off of these stands looks better than on. Though I guess you do see the cars better if they're tilted, so I guess that's probably the reason behind them. As for the car itself, it's getting closer to modern F1 cars when compared to the previous two, which aligns well with my tastes for them, with the biggest difference being how sleek the nose section is. Putting it together was very enjoyable, with some clever techniques all around, out of which my favorites were how the air intakes were done, or the rounded shaping of the body towards the back was achieved. Better seen when you take out this entire sub-build. This also ends up revealing a cool Easter egg with the Italian country flag in here, you know, where Ferrari is from, and the car's V10 engine decorated with a few stickers that will be commonplace throughout the entire set, given the massive sticker sheet it comes with. Exposing the three existing engines, displaying them side by side, and just admiring the different designs and approaches to them on the LEGO models is definitely worthwhile. Though I need to backtrack on the topic of stickers because, aside from the tires and the Ferrari logo on the steering wheel, every piece of decoration you see on this set was done with a sticker. Which kinda follows the trend the Williams set last year, a substantial downgrade when compared to the initial release of the McLaren MP44 that still had a very significant amount of printed elements. The stickers are all very relevant, don't get me wrong, and a great trip down memory lane to see the logos of brands that were commonplace over 20 years ago. But the fact that every other step the build needs to stop for a sticker to be applied, especially towards the end of the build, was not that great to experience. Back to the model, the suspension elements introduced all the way back on the McLaren are still here, though the tires are completely new to this model when compared to the previous ones. They're threaded, dual molded with the grey rim, and printed with the Bridgestone branding. The Ferrari red color scheme is very pleasing, with spots of white here and there, including the winglets for the airflow around the body, which still didn't manage to address LEGO's inability to change the ball socket and joints color for anything other than grey. The cockpit is very crammed, but does what it needs to do for the model, including the steering wheel that can steer the car. Despite some of its shortcomings, visually speaking, I still like this a lot. It's really cool to see it by itself, but works even better as a collection next to the other two. Their relatively small size won't cause problems to find space for them when compared to the much bigger products, and its relative affordability makes it an easier purchase than some of the much bigger sets LEGO offers for adults these days. Which doesn't mean the price is great, mind you. The previous two cars have a retail price of $80 for an average piece count of 750 pieces, while the Ferrari offers the same as those, but for an extra $10. Yeah. And the only real reason for that is either Ferrari charging more for the licensing fees, or the new tire elements were just too costly to produce. At the end of the day, like most LEGO sets, there's always pros and cons to this one, but despite some of its shortcomings, I still feel that overall this is a good one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.